For the next route, you are actually going to be needing Waterfall and Surf, so I would recommend getting out a Pokemon that has both of those moves. There we go. And also, I would also, of course, recommend you get I would recommend you get some stocked up on some Pokeballs, because going forward, we're gonna have some shenanigans. And by some shenanigans, I mean, of course, post-game content. So, here on Route 14, there is fog rolling in, just as Blundell foretold, but our new encounters are, for Swarm, you have Yanmega, and how unfortunate it doesn't actually have Swarm for its ability. It's speedy, especially with Speed Boost, but that's really all it's got, and it doesn't have Baton Pass like the other Speed Booster we all know. Next, Shuckle, the most absurdly defensive Pokemon in the game if it weren't for its pitiful HP stat. Kind of mediocre, but if it can get off a Power Trick, it can actually do damage, but again, the thing is made of glass. Otherwise. Wigglytuff is a bulky normal type that is just kind of painfully average. It gets access to pretty much the same move as Clefable, so you're going to be having that minus Meteor Mash. And lastly, we have two more Pokemon, both of which are Ho and Flying types. Tropius is an HM slave, and we have no use for those anymore, so kind of pointless. And Altaria is a very interesting and odd dragon type. It is much more defensively focused, but its type combination is not exactly defensive at all times. It can be defensive in some situations. It does have access to some common resistances and a good immunity, but the dragon typing is very much geared more into offense than anything else. But this is also the final route where you're going to be needing for hunting down the sages. So I would recommend you get, of course, your Pokemon with Surf and Waterfall for the reasons of we're going sage hunting and not just for flowers. Or plants, I think. Is that what it is? Sage is a plant, right? Got an Ultra Ball. But that's really not the main prize here. The main prize is, of course, going to be apprehending the final of the sages. So there's, of course, grass, and more grass. But let's hop up into the falls. I wish you could just surf straight up a waterfall. It's not realistic, but of course it kind of would make more sense. Just, you have to actually manually click, yes, I want to surf every time. But, and also, you're a big fish. But we do have bigger fish to fry. And the final of the 7 sages. Greetings to you, strong Pokemon trainer who came to Dragon Spiral Tower. Are you not making friends with Zekrom? There's a saying, if somewhere in this world there is someone who understands you, it feels like that person is right beside you even if you're as far apart as the end of the land and the top of the sky. As my Lord N and his Pokemon understand one another, so too do you and your Pokemon understand one another, which is my reason for giving you this. TM08 Bulk Up. Pretty decent move! The Legend of Unova is about Pokemon and people working together to build a new world. The message is that simple and that strong. If changing the world makes you a hero, then anyone can be a hero. As each of us can change what is in our power to change, so the world itself changes. And somehow, Looker comes out of nowhere. I'm not officially please supply information that I request. Indeed, I shall. Plasma changed me. But I could not change the world. I'm looking forward to seeing how you lot will do. I thank you extremely. Curious, Max, what topic when we speak? A report did reach my ears. Someone for me, indeed, someone person like N, and a dragon Pokemon. I depart to substantiate the substance of this information. Until next time, I say cheers to you. So pretty much, Looker's gone in search of a person who is believed to be N, and the dragon-type Pokemon he was traveling with. But we're gonna be flying back to Undella Town because we haven't gone to this location yet. And before we go there, you gotta make preparations. So, I'll be seeing you guys in a little bit after those preparations have indeed been made. The preparations for our next area will be Thunderous, Tornadus, and Pokemon with Surf and Waterfall. We're going to be needing all 3 of these, so for the next part, if you didn't pick a water type for your team, or you aren't using either of the 2 genies, you're going to be a Pokemon down, or actually whether you're half of your team is going to be down. Now, do I recommend doing this? No. In my opinion, you should go... Actually, what are our revives looking like? For the next area, I do recommend you come equipped for survival. You stock up on potions. I think that should be enough. That should be a bit of enough. I recommend you come equipped for survival. So a lot of potions, a lot of revives, and more importantly, you need to have a solid team. I would recommend, if you have a Pokemon with Stun Spore, they probably would be good for what we're doing next because, of course, we are catching a legendary Pokemon. And this Pokemon is not susceptible to Thunder Wave. Okay, let's just... Yeah, we can't go that way because that's not an actual pathway. Over here, there... I think it's over here is the way we have to go. Truth be told, I don't remember the exact path it is to this, Did I seriously just say I don't remember the exact path and it's literally... Okay. Right as I walk in. Welcome to the Abundant Shrine, where there's a lot of bios. Chimecho is unfortunately not good. Levitate's fun, but it's got no bulk, and is really only good for getting Culber Berries, because its special attack is downright pitiful. Noctowl, your odd, bulky, normal flying type, which is actually the first of 2 we're going to be seeing. It's bulky, it can take special hits very well, but physically it's frail as heck and doesn't do much damage. Bronzong is a Pokemon I can definitely say a lot of positive things about. Similar to Metagross, it has a fantastic type combination, and it can also hold a metal coat. However, one thing that it does have over Metagross, as much as I do not like to mention things that are better than Metagross, it only has one weakness at any one time. That's because of its abilities. Levitate, full immunity to all ground type attacks. Heat Proof, halves the damage of fire type moves. You get to pick what its ability is. And one little detail I would love to actually mention, Pokedex entries state that Bronzong can call forth rain. And it can. It does get access to the move Rain Dance. As Rain Dance lessens the power of fire moves, it can actually functionally be without a weakness, so it can actually function really well on rain teams. It's a really interesting Pokemon in that you can basically make its weakness whatever you want, and even then, further mitigate that to the point of almost non-existence. It's a really interesting Pokemon, and I like that the Dex entry kind of makes reference to a good strategy involving it. But I can't say the same for Stantler. Again, Intimidate, fantastic ability, just not on garbage stats. Honchkrow is the evolved form of Murkrow, and it's a decent-ish mixed flying type. It's got access to dark moves, but considering a lot of the physical dark moves are moves like Crunch, or are moves, say, like Fling or Payback, which Payback requires you to go second, and this thing is frail as heck as it is, you're probably going to be using it more for special, but it can at least do special damage with moves like Dark Pulse. It also gets access to moves like Psychic, so it's not terrible. It also gets Drill Peck, so again, it's got decent moves of the physical sort for its Flying Stab, and decent special moves for its Dark Stab, so it's not bad, but not outstanding. Same of Mismagius. It can take special hits pretty well, it's pretty speedy, and can do decent special damage. It's just frail as heck in the physical department. Ninetales is a bit interesting. Similar to Mismagius, it's fast, it can take special hits kind of well, but it just unfortunately doesn't do much damage. It also doesn't learn any moves, so you're going to want to get everything you can out of it as a Vulpix. Slowbro is gotten by evolving a Slowpoke at level 37. It's got good physically bulky stats, can take it pretty well even from both ends of the spectrum because it gets access to Amnesia. So it's good, but it just doesn't do a whole lot of damage. It's got a decent special attacking stat, but it's, if you wanted a bulky special water type, you've had Jellicent for a while. Or actually no, it's physical. I meant to say that about Slowking. It's the special focus of the two, however, I generally say by this point in the game, again, we've had access to other options before, and it's not super impressive. The one thing I will say, gets access to Fire Blast. I don't know how, but it just kind of does. But there's also a couple of hidden items. Let's pull out your Dowsing Macan, and nothing's popping up yet, but there's a trainer over there. Let's see, so where's this? Yeah, see, I'm definitely gonna throw some repels first. Why? Because, of course, in a new area, there's always going to be items. And, let's see, so there's something right near over here, I think. Yes, this. TM Flamethrower. Been a long time coming. It's really strange. Flamethrower, Ice Beam, and Thunderbolt are all pretty much sort of treated as sort of counterparts to one another. So it's really strange seeing you get access to Thunderbolt not horribly late into the game, and you just don't at all get access to Ice Beam and Flamethrower until pretty deep into post-game. Alright, so over here, there's another thing. There's a Hyper Potion that's kind of helpful to us right now. And over there, there's another item. I think here. I think she gives you something, I think? Or she battle you? Yeah, she battles you, okay. She's a trap trainer. I recall the trainers in this area don't exactly have that strong of Pokemon, just... Oh yeah, Horsey, yeah, you do not have strong Pokemon at all. See, this is... I didn't really get to go over it that much, but this is kind of an issue I have with the Unova post-game. A lot of these trainer battles... I mean, by a lot of the trainer battles, I mean just like the route trainer battles are stuff like this. They're trainers with sizable teams of just unevolved Pokemon, and I don't like it. It makes these battles almost feel cheap in a way, because you're not really getting much experience, and it kind of just wastes your time. Don't get me wrong, I do definitely like this game, but a lot of these battles I feel do exist just to waste time, or just fill out the region, because, I mean, look at this, they have a Sunkern, the weakest Pokemon that existed up until this point. And it is in one of the final areas of the game. If I sound a little exasperated, it's kind of because I am, because I like this game. And I definitely want to praise it as much as I can, but I can't really justify a lot of the good things I can say when... I can justify a lot of the good things I can say, but at the same time, it also makes it hard to justify a lot of them just when stuff like that exists. It makes the post-game a bit cheap, and again, they just kind of feel like they exist just to fill out a region in the post-game, but at the very least, you can kind of avoid most of these trainer battles, so it's not terrible. There's an item over here, Razor Fang, that's what I was thinking about a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, that you can hop down to get Flamethrower that away. Over here, I'm pretty sure that you are a trainer, so we're just gonna sneak over here. No. take 2 steps into the grass when a repel is gone. Encounter a Pokemon. Again, I like this game, but that's just kind of obnoxious. The encounter rates are absurd. Now, I know that there is another couple of items over here. There's an item over here. This is a rare candy. Yeah, got the rare candy, got the Razor Fang, got the TM. There is, right, 1 more TM for us to get access to. And if we step up here. If you wreck the Great Landorus' little shrine, it'll cause a bad, bad storm. That's not true. The Pokemon that brings on storms is a different Pokemon. Oh, silly, you've got it wrong. The shrine for the Great Landorus, it punishes Pokemon that did a bad thing. If you wreck the shrine, it can't punish that stormy Pokemon if it comes back. But that doesn't make any sense. If a Pokemon does bad things, Great Landorus will come to help us, whether it has a shrine or not. You're the silly one. No, you're the silly one. Hey, wait. That is actually just how kids are. This little shrine is dedicated to the Pokemon called Landorus. They say that when Tornadus and Thunderous were whipping up storms that damaged houses and fields all over the Unova region, Landorus made them stop. That was a story from way long ago when my grandpa was a little boy. So if Tornadus and Thunderous come back again, the Great Landorus may come back. That's what my grandpa told me. You're gonna want to surf over here because there are, of course, things for us to get. And, of course, you can't not bring surf here, so you're gonna have had to need them anyway. I think there's an item over here, a big mushroom, a mushroom. And over here, you're going to find yourself with one of the more competitively useful TMs, though one that in single player I could definitely not say is super helpful. That being TM92 Trick Room. This is a bizarre move. It makes the turn order inverted. So, Pokemon that are slowest move first, Pokemon that are fastest move second or last. This isn't really helpful in single battles, because the only Pokemon that I can say really can use it well are Behem, Reuniclus, and Gothitelle, and even then, you kind of want other Pokemon to set it up so they can take more use of it, because it only lasts a limited number of turns, and as of right now, there is no item to extend the duration of things like that. So, if you want them to be good, you would probably want to, of course, have Pokemon to set up for you in a double battle, and like the small weathered shrine. Tornadus and Thunderous are struggling inside of their Pokeballs. Karamukukukuk. Of course, like all legendary Pokemon, you're going to want to save before encountering it. I really don't like this. Mostly because, I mean, I like the idea of it, I just don't like having half of my team dedicated to HM usages or just auxiliary purposes that are not actual Pokemon I'm using. But Landorus is a powerhouse. Blistering speed, fantastic mixed offensive stats considering its type combination, and actually sizable bulk. Sand Force also boosts the power of all of its moves that are ground, rock, or steel in a sandstorm, and it just so happens to get that move naturally. It's even in its starting moveset. Landorus is level 70, Sand Force for the ability, Rock Slide, Earthquake, Fissure, and Sandstorm. This thing is a powerhouse, and it very much scares me. It's going for the Rock Slide. Then again, hitting us with Earthquake would be just as damaging. Let's go for Giga Drain. This is one of the reasons I recommend you have Stun Spore or a move like Spore for putting it to sleep. You can't paralyze Landorus with moves like Thunder Wave. Fissure! Okay. That is one of the reasons why I brought Swoop. Because he... Actually, wait, no, I have Tornadus and Thunderous who are immune to Fissure and Earthquake. I'm stupid. But Gonna go for Dusk Balls. This thing is a beast. And it is very powerful. And it scares me. Dang it, I was gonna try to say good things about it. It would say caught a fissure. And fissure's connecting. First one hit KO of the project. And it got used on David. Of course I want to use another Pokemon. Tornadus, can you do things? I don't know. Just soak up some hits, please. It only has one move that can actually hurt me, so flying types are a valid option for dealing with him, just as long as they don't get rock slid into oblivion. Because yeah, he's gonna KO you in one shot no matter what. Thunderous. I'm pretty sure their cries are the exact same. Dusk Ball again, and this is just gonna continue on for a long time, so if this does, we're just gonna skip it. Dang it! That always works usually. Okay, there we go. So you're going for Earthquake, doesn't affect Thunderous. Let's go with another ball. Alright, take 2 of Landorus capture. New strategy. I have some quick balls. So what I'm going to do is lead off with a you are not supposed to actually be useful lead of Panpour. Karamovuk. I haven't really gone over quick balls before, and they probably would have been good to have used in some other battles. But what the heck, I'm just going to use one for the first time. And come on, work. One. Dang it. Sandstorm. That's not a good thing. That is not a good thing at all. This is potentially awkward. This is potentially very awkward because now you're gonna be hitting things even harder. And I really don't like that because you already hit hard as is. And he's going for Earthquake. Yikes. Yeah, you weren't supposed to live that Panpour. Sorry, not sorry. David, just wreck his face. Just possibly wreck his face. We're gonna have to go for a Leaf Blade to try and get some time back. Hopefully if this does crit, it won't KO. Okay, double Sandstorm. I'm okay with that. I am very, very okay with that. You're a little dumber than your last time. Good. Low HP. We're going to have a better shot at catching you now. Alright. So we can live 2 turns. Let's go for another Dusk Ball. You know, Pokeball would actually match you decently well. Okay, and we caught Landorus. His data will be added to the Pokédex. The Abundance Pokemon. The energy that comes pouring from its tail increases the nutrition in the soil, making crops go to great size. That's a pretty diminutive thing for being basically a glorified farmhand. I'm not gonna give him a name, but he's pretty good. And we have captured Landorus. We're probably not going to come back here, so I'm not going to feel necessary to battle all the trainers. I don't generally battle all of the trainers in an area late game, because, again, a lot of their Pokemon are just kind of pathetic. Like, not to be mean, but a lot of their Pokemon are just kind of pathetic. They're not... We haven't even gone in the house, so I do want to go into that house. Like, their Pokemon aren't very strong, and I can get the experience and money and more just by battling people in the domes. People and Pokemon should work together and protect this bounteous land. I mean, I kind of caught your bountiful harvest Pokemon, so... Okay. But with all of that done, we have cleared the Abundant Shrine. Now, let's get moving to the next area of this game, which is going to, of course, be after encountering Pokemon, because, of course, why would this game be any other way?